Hello, my name is Kavita Melwani, and I'm a Master Certified Success and Business Coach with 2 decades of experience as an entrepreneur and almost a decade as a coach. I want to personally welcome you to the Soulful Entrepreneurs Club podcast, where my vision is to empower as many spiritually led businesses to run purposeful and profitable businesses aligned with their true selves. I want you to confidently and opulently shine your light without the overwhelm, the stress, or the burnout. Together, we will explore challenges that soulful entrepreneurs face and real implementable solutions so you can step into your unique purpose and shine. It is possible to bridge the success you already have with the truest, soulful, mystical parts of yourself. Are you ready to rise up as the leader you were born to be? Then join me, my soulful friends. The time is now for you to rise up and shine your light. The world needs you. Hello, soulful entrepreneurs. Welcome to this week's episode. So people come to me and clients come to me all the time, and especially entrepreneurs, with the question and the discussion about how to get clients, right? And so it can be sometimes, when I'm at a networking event, it can be like a sensitive topic that people kind of don't want to ask directly because there may be a sense of, they could be somewhat of a competitor or like it's kind of sheepish. You don't want to feel like you don't know how to get clients. But really, I don't think there's anything wrong with learning from others and learning new strategies and ways that you can attract clients to your business. The thing is, oftentimes when you ask people how they get clients, very few people have a clearly defined strategy. And when you really dive deeper into their strategy, there are a lot more layers than you can see, okay? So let me give you some examples. So for instance, if someone says that they use social media to attract their clients, that is a very nuanced strategy. There are so many aspects to attracting clients via social media. Do they, for instance, use Facebook, or do they use Instagram, or do they use LinkedIn, or they use TikTok? Do they use YouTube? What do they use first as their primary platform? Do they use more than one platform? And then you go on to saying, are you posting content on those platforms? And how often are you posting content? What type of content are you posting? And then beyond just posting content, what are the strategies that you are using? Are you using a direct message or private message strategy? Are you using a group? Like, do you have, for instance, a Facebook group? Do you go live? If you're on Facebook, are you using your personal profile? Is your business page a type of business page that has you as a person, or is it an actual company? Does it have your logo? What are the keywords you're using in your social media profiles? And then how are you connecting with people if you're messaging? Do you have a group on LinkedIn? Do you do events, and how often do you do events, and how much do you promote those events? If you do a live, do you promote the live? How much ahead of time? So do you see when somebody says something like, I use social media strategy, there are so many aspects to that. And then the other part of it is, for instance, I want to talk about the direct message strategy a little bit. Okay. So there are a lot of coaches, business strategists, I would say more so than coaches, out there that are teaching that private message strategy. One of them is to find people's profiles and connect with them that would be ideal clients, and then you nurture that connection through messaging them. Unfortunately, and you've probably had the similar experience, a lot of it is very fake. Okay. And as a person that is empathic and sensitive, I can sense and read through a lot of the times the BS. Okay. And it is very disheartening when people are just obviously reaching out, and doing like a blanket reach out. And then there's all the bots that do the reach out. And then there's the strategy, are you taking on new clients? Tell me about your coaching business. And, it's something I'm working on, and not being annoyed by this, right? Because that tells them something about me. And I know that I don't like to bother people. So that is a trigger for me. And on the other hand, I can tell you that I am not going to invest in coaching when someone reaches out to me that way. If when I invest in a coaching relationship, it's because I know that person, or I can refer to them, or I trust that person, or I've been following them for a while. I do spend some time with their content. I get to know them, see if their way of doing business, their strategies, just how they operate, how they show up is in alignment with who I am. And there have been times where I invest in a coach, and it comes from the place of fear, right? So it's like an investment of like, oh, this person's going to help me overcome all the things that I'm, afraid of, or, this like, that part of me that, oh, she most likely, because most of the coaches I've hired her, she has all the parts of me that I don't have. And oftentimes that's not a good match. Whenever I've really checked into my intuition and hired from that place, and trusting myself and trusting how I feel with person, it's always worked out in a positive way. Of course, hiring a coach has always helped me in some way, shape, or form, but some have been better outcomes than others, right? So this is the same thing so when you think about any strategy, right? This is how it relates to what I was talking about the private messaging strategy. When you think about a strategy that someone is teaching, is that a strategy that you would respond to as a client, right? So ask yourself that. And if it is, maybe you like getting direct messages. I mean, I'm not going to make that assumption for you, but I'll tell you that I don't like that. And that's not my way. And when people continue to engage with messages in a way that feels very not genuine and inauthentic, that actually makes me not want to work with the person, right? Versus if you have a conversation that's actually authentic and really want to get to know people, if you're coming from the place of, I want to get to know this person seems interesting. Maybe they could or could not be a client, but then let me connect with them. The thing is, with that strategy, to really get to know a person, that takes some time. And a lot of people, unfortunately, not everyone, okay, but a lot of people that are using this strategy are using bots, or are using this kind of a canned responses, and don't really, and it's a numbers game, right? So they're not looking for deep connections and really wanting to build a relationship, and inviting and giving something for free to the person instead of selling them your program. Okay. So if you want to connect with people using one of these strategies, think about how would you feel, right? How do you feel receiving messages? Would you feel better if you were given something of value, offered something of value, and then they nurture you through your other ways that you keep in touch? So when we are going back to saying, when we're looking at how a person is attracting clients, and even if we ask them directly and they tell us, there are lots of aspects to that we don't know. And then even when you're looking at your marketing strategy, you want to be clear that you are looking at strategies that feel good to you. These are strategies that you would actually feel good doing. And if it's something you want to try and you don't feel good doing, then working on why it doesn't feel good to you, working on the maybe the subconscious beliefs that are contributing to it feeling not good, or even the mindset about it, right? And then approach it instead of just forcing the strategy, okay? And so I want to offer something that I see missing in most people's marketing strategies that I speak to. Not all, of course, but most, is the nurture part. Okay, so there's a lot of part about connecting with people. There might be, posting content, sharing workshops, but the connecting with people part can be missing, and the nurturing, I mean, is there, but the nurturing those connections can be missing. So how are you nurturing connections that you have? Your past clients, your current clients, and your potential clients, and even just people, right? Just nurturing collection, build relationships, and without the intention of getting something out of them. Because when you build relationships with that intention, the person can tell. So what if you show up with the idea of, how can I help this person? How can I support this person? How can I contribute in some way, shape, or form to make their life better? And so whatever marketing strategy you're using, whether it's the social media strategy or other strategies, which I'm going to talk more and more about that in this podcast, it's really important for you to work on how you show up. How you show up makes a huge impact on the results that you are receiving. If all your strategies are not working, okay, in the way that you would like, first, of course, you can look at the strategy, but then the energy of how you show up, the mindset of how you show up, people can tell, right? So can you imagine, like, this happened to me recently. I went into a store to buy something. And if you go to some stores where some people have commission, you can sense when they're like, some people see that as, oh God, I got to make a sale, got to make a sale. Where another person that's in the same scenario sees you and wants to help you, right? And so there's a different energy that happens when they approach you and say, can I help you find something? So one of them came immediately as I walked in the door. I literally didn't have time to even look, right? And, I could feel, and I was kind of like, I almost wanted to leave the store. That was the feeling that I had, but I needed something. So I just kept looking around. And then I actually did end up leaving because I didn't find what I needed. I went to another store. And in this store, I was looking around, and then the person came up to me and said, well, first they welcomed me to the store, and they said, are you looking for something specific, or are you just looking around? And I told them, well, I'm looking around for now. And they're like, well, if you need me, this is my name, and I can help you find whatever you need. Okay. And so that just put my nervous system at ease, and I was ready to look. Okay. And that's the energy that you want when you are marketing, when you're talking to clients, when you're talking to potential clients, and even just talking to other business owners, when you're networking and connecting and building relationships. So the nurturing piece and the energy of how you show up, if you can take those things from today's podcast and apply them, I guarantee you will see changes in your results of your business. So until next time, take good care. Bye.